Okay, before I get started, I'd like to dedicate this to a guy I've had my back and forth with Halloween 2018, but a guy who I think loves the franchise as much as I do, and that would be Lee from Drum Dums. Hope you enjoy this one, buddy. Now, I don't want people to think I believe everyone on Earth should like these Halloween films. What I want to discuss here are all the frauds, hypocrites, and outright liars. People who say they love the Halloween franchise because Halloween is basically the Star Wars of the horror genre. They do this to get fans to their channel and use them to make money. These people fall into different groups and do these things for varied reasons. Some are horror fans, but aren't Halloween fans and get all butthurt with all the attention a new Halloween film gets. Some just can't let the nostalgia go and refuse to admit 2018 and Kills are the superior sequels. Then there are the people who say they are fans, but really hate the franchise. Easiest way to squirrel these asshats out is go to their channel. You'll see that they'll bash Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills, but when it goes to the movies they say they like in Halloween, they'll like Halloween 3 and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. The reason? Neither one of those are real Halloween movies. One has nothing to do with Michael Myers. The other one was written by a whiny, lying bitch who got his feelings hurt when Halloween fans didn't really like his first Halloween film. So he wrote a whole film to shit all over what Halloween fans love. He makes Michael basically a maskless hobo, but he does wear a scarf. Thank God, we do not want Michael catching a cold on Halloween. That was just, whoever thought that up, brilliant. Laurie is an annoying bitch in this movie who literally shits on everybody. And the most beloved character in the Halloween franchise, Dr. Loomis, was turned into a money-grubbing asshole, and I think this kind of shits all over all the work Donald Pleasance did in the Halloween franchise, and it really pisses me off to see what he did with Dr. Loomis. And, of course, at the end of the movie, he has to have Michael speak. This movie was just written to piss off and try to embarrass Halloween fans. And that's why all the frauds like it. But the main point of this video is to point out all the ridiculous nitpicks and complaints and show how these people are lying or just hypocrites about what they are saying. An example would be someone complaining about the dialogue in Kills, then going to another video and showing them liking a film with abysmal dialogue. They went into Kills not to like it or be entertained. They went to find anything, and I do mean anything, to bitch about. So when we look back at all the Halloween sequels, we've dealt with one bad mask after another, really bad Myers actors, awful scripts, idiot directors who knew nothing about the franchise, and some suspect acting, to say the least. In these films, somehow the Hare Krishnas go by and talk Michael into joining a cult, which makes him rape his niece. One year he lives with a hobo for a year, and then we had to put up with fucking Tina. Then we find out that Michael only kills when certain stars line up. Michael wanders off and gets a tattoo at some point, too. He shows his sensitive side in part 5 and breaks down and cries. And at one point in part 6, runes stop him. So drop a couple of rocks on the floor and all of a sudden Michael just becomes a catatonic. He becomes white trash and then grows into Bigfoot in Rob Zombie's movies. But it does show that Michael does like horsies. Michael teleports in Halloween 4 and has a tribute to Ben Tramer in that film. Michael watches Busta Rhymes yell at him and do karate on him. But all of these are minor problems to these idiots who bitch about the new films. Today, if you want to write a Halloween film, it has to be 1/3 Silence of the Lambs, 1/3 Pulp Fiction, and 1/3 Godfather 2. And anything less is just an awful film to these assholes. Let's start off with some simple stuff like, only new fans like these new Halloween films. Well, I'm one of the few people that's seen the original in 1978 in a theater at age 7. So that little theory is out the window. I've been a fan since the first movie came out, and I've been a fan ever since that movie, but this is basically just nostalgia clouding these people's judgment in a group of people who think Danielle Harris is on par with Jodie Foster. What 2018 and Kills did for me was to show just how lazy and poorly made most of the old sequels are. I liked Halloween 2, but after that, there is a steep decline in all of the sequels. and I am no fan of Halloween 4. I think it is the most overrated horror film in history. How the hell can you have a fucking god-awful mask and a shitty, and I mean shitty Myers, just covered in fucking pads, walking around like he shit his pants? You can't have the main character of the whole franchise totally fucked up and then call it a good film. Some people call it great. I don't know what the fuck these people are talking about. In 2018, I listened to the same people that called Laurie a gun nut because she has a couple of guns in her house go into Kills and start screaming, why doesn't everybody have a fucking AR-15 and pump Michael full of bullets, even though these movies are on the same fucking night? Then from this we get the, why isn't everybody shooting Myers in the head? First off, you're a Halloween fan that wants Michael's head blown off? The fuck kind of fan are you? Do you go into a Rocky movie hoping he gets knocked out in round one? This is one of the most ridiculous complaints. Why didn't the Terminator kill Sarah Connor? When he first showed up, she had no military experience and didn't even know Terminators exist. But for some reason, this machine with pinpoint accuracy couldn't kill her. Do you know how many films you could do this with? Predator is a super hunter from another planet, but for some reason, can't kill the hero. How about Die Hard? Or even better, John Wick. John Wick gets about 5,000 bullets shot at him from professional hitmen, but no headshots. It's incredible. I just can't believe why the people of Haddonfield just can't put Michael down. Yeah. God, Jesus, what's wrong with these people? The people in Haddonfield come together and do a lot of damage to Michael, which almost never happens in slasher films. Some people go back to Halloween 4, when a bunch of fucking morons see a moving bush and think somehow that's Michael. I don't know if Michael wore camouflage in this movie or something, but then they shoot into the bush and kill an innocent man. That's considered a good movie. Well, Halloween Kills is a bad one. Yeah, maybe if you ate your fucking crayons in 3rd grade. Then from there we get the, oh, now Michael can't be killed. This is when you know they're reaching for any complaint. If you're gonna start this horseshit, then Michael would be dead 10 times over by now. This is a movie, not a documentary. If you go by this logic, Michael would be dead at the end of the 78 film, with multiple stab wounds and 6 shots at close range, falling 2 stories. Also, in 2018, Michael would die from getting run over or die in Laurie's house due to the fire. Anyone who says this is a problem is a fucking idiot. Next up is they turned Michael into Jason. Really? I've seen Kills 6 times now, and I haven't seen the point where Michael turns into a retard in a hockey mask who only kills the worst actors on earth and thinks any woman in an old sweater is his mother and any young kid with a bad haircut is him as a child. Nope, never seen that. Michael kills mostly people trying to kill him. You jackasses. Let's see what the guy who knows him best has to say about what Michael would do if he was let loose in Haddonfield and nobody could stop him.
Doctor, you know what Haddonfield is? Families, children, all lined up in rows up and down these streets. You're telling me they're lined up for a slaughterhouse? They could be. All right, I'll stay with you tonight. Just in the chance that you're right.
Okay, there you go. There's the guy who knows him best telling you that this is exactly what Michael would do. If he can wander around the town, he's going to wander in and out of people's houses and he'll kill as many people as he can. Period. Michael has not been turned into Jason. Thank you very much. Now here's another idiotic complaint. Dumb characters. Because, we've never seen this before in a slasher movie. But trying to predict how people will act when they're terrorized and think they're about to be killed by a total psychopath is laughable. One of these I heard was, why does Lonnie Elam go into the Myers house by himself? If you're a man saying this, and you think a dad should bring his young son and his young son's girlfriend into a mass murderer's house, you are a fucking jackass. You want him to bring him to Michael Myers. A dad bring his son into Michael Myers' house. Jesus Christ. I'd hate to go to war with you. Then there's the, why don't they drive the car away when Michael jumps on top of it? Again. So they're supposed to leave Lindsay there alone with Myers. Same exact thing. What kind of a fucking coward would do something like that? You're going to drive her car away and leave her alone with this psychopath who she has no chance of getting away from. Yeah, good for you. You're a real social justice warrior there. Now we'll move on to why didn't they do more to kill Myers? I love this one. Because normal people having a regular Halloween, can just be called out of their house to cut up another human being, just for shits and giggles. Because we've all done that on a Halloween every now and then. Another, just as, again, what kind of a Halloween fan wants this to happen? But two, who the fuck do you think would do this? How many human beings do you think there are on the planet that on a whim can go out and just start cutting up another human being that they don't even know? Most of these people have no idea who Michael even is. He's never done anything to them. So they're just supposed to take somebody's word and just cut them up, knowing that, if they could be charged and do the rest of their life in prison. But yeah, the hell with it. They should all do that. What these people do to Michael would probably kill 10 men. So they do quite a bit. So this argument is ridiculous. And it's, again, another thing reaching for anything to complain about with this movie. Then there's the town people wouldn't be acting like this. Another gem. Now this town, a small town, who Michael's basically been a boogeyman there his whole life. He's returned. He's killed, 30-something people already this night. They know he's back. They don't know who the hell he is, so they don't know who to go after, but they're all starting to lose their mind. In America, one piece of shit got his neck leaned on too long by a moron cop, and we watched cities burned for what, a year and a half? Those were people who didn't even know this guy, had nothing to do with the incident, but did all this shit anyway. So, you don't think people should act like this? I mean, these people think that Michael is in the hospital with them, so they're going to chase him down and try to get rid of him. I could easily see that happening with a group of people who have been thrown into total chaos, and really, the police have totally failed them. Now we get to the junior Stanley Kubricks out there with, the film is all over the place. Listen, if all you can think a slasher movie should be is a retard in a hockey mask killing the worst actors on earth, then maybe the 6th grade shouldn't have been your senior year. This film has 3 plot lines. 3. That's it. If you can't follow that, that's not the movie's fault. You're an idiot. 3 is not a high number for all you Friday the 13th fans. So grab an 8-pack of crayons and I'll try to break this down for you. We have Laurie and her family's story. We have the townspeople's story, and we have what Michael's doing. The town finds out he's back and they are panicked but want to stop him. They go after him and see the carnage Michael has left, heightening their fear and bringing more and more chaos. Laurie and family find out Michael survived, and this too adds to the confusion and the tension. The more Michael kills, the more the town becomes unhinged and a mob mentality takes over. Remember, most of these people really don't know Michael. They don't know, the background, or, the things that Loomis has said about him or anything like that. So trying to say this person should act like this or the mob should act like that is ridiculous. Nobody knows how people would react in these situations. Everybody handles stress and fear differently. So pinpointing how you think they should act while you're not in the situation is like watching drone footage of a war and criticizing how people are reacting to the mayhem. This is another one of those just looking for anything to bitch about, because I gotta save those Halloween 4 and Halloween 6 from being called bad films. Now I want to talk about one of the reviews that drove me to do this video. One of the bigger horror channels on YouTube said kills might have the best Myers. The film is shot beautifully. The carnage and kills are absolutely great, and the soundtrack is awesome. But this is a bad movie because of dialogue. This channel is what I mean when I say there are channels that say they love Halloween but don't. Kills is bad because of dialogue, and this is one of his favorite Halloween films right here.
Yeah, look at the naked chick. Man, she was Fine. Yeah, she still look fresh. I heard a story about a couple of meat wagon boys fucking corpses over in Essex. They never had the urge till tonight.
Oh, hey, whoa, come on, Brackett. Even Dixie hears you joking about that, and then you're out of here on your ass.
I would never do it.
Huh?
I'm just saying. She still look good to me. Nice little titties hanging out.
Come on, that's disgusting. Stop it.
I got wood just zip-locking her up.
Stop.
Yes, kids, you hear that? Dialogue. Now, what I got was people just don't talk like that in Kills. So people talk like this where you live? Where the fuck are you from? Holy shit, I'm definitely gonna have to stay the fuck away from there. Do you see the hypocrisy here now? Do you see how absolutely ludicrous these complaints are? They make no sense, and they're just pulled right out of their ass. So saying that people just don't talk or act like that in Kills, but talking about fucking the corpse of a teenage girl is A-okay. This is fucking nonsense. I think saying evil dies tonight is probably a little bit better than Do you hear that? That is Shakespeare-like right there, that dialogue. I mean, I don't even know how he came up with that. I mean, that just literally flowed out of his mouth beautifully. Rob Zombie is just, I gotta say, he's definitely, a 13-year-old boy who just learned how to use the swear words. But that is a good film. Remember that. That is good. When you watch the 78 Halloween, what is a more believable sequel to that? Halloween 2018 or the bullshit you just watched right there? I'll let you decide. Because if you come up with Rob Zombie's H2, you're probably retarded. But at least the channel who did this at least says Halloween is not his favorite franchise. Nightmare on Elm Street and Child's Play are. So I guess those franchises must have the dialogue of Glengarry Glen Ross. This is jealousy, pure and simple. This is one of those people who gets a little butthurt when Halloween is coming out and it gets all the attention, and nobody really gives a shit about the two franchises he likes. Probably because one has a pedophile killer come back to life due to dog piss in one of the movies. So you can say the new films are bad because of any reason you find. And all the people on your channel start to believe this bullshit. But all you gotta do is dig a little deeper and you'll find out it's just hypocrisy, it's just jealousy, and nothing more. Rob Zombie's H2 takes the most beloved character, Dr. Loomis, and not only makes him an asshole, but gets made a fool of by Weird Al Yankovic. That's a good Halloween. Michael Myers is led around by his ghost mom in a white fucking horse. That's good, but yelling "evil dies tonight" is just a bridge too far. Holy shit. I mean, God, where do people come up with this fucking nonsense? I know some people like Tyler Mane, but he brings nothing to the character except size. He should play Jason, not Michael. James Jude Courtney is the best Myers since Castle, and he's definitely a little more intimidating than Castle. Watching him dispose of people and weapons in that cold, inhuman way is just nerve-rattling. While listening to Tyler Mane yell every time he stabs someone is fucking annoying. But kills bad, Rob Zombie H2 good, right? Go fuck yourself and stick to talking about what you know, burn pedophiles and redheaded dolls. Here's one that made me wonder if these people had even seen any of the Halloween films. How the hell does Michael get behind Karen at the end of Halloween Kills? This literally made me laugh out loud. How does the boogeyman sneak up on someone? Well, I don't know, it's kind of the thing he does. He's constantly popping in and out of places, appearing in places, disappearing in places. I can't even believe a Halloween fan could ask such a stupid question. I mean, do you people even remember all the times he's done this? Or at least, can you remember this scene from 1978? So in that scene, Laurie is literally looking right at him, and then he disappears. But nobody has a problem with that. But if you paid attention in Halloween Kills, which the people who are shouting all these complaints obviously didn't, most of the people are gone outside the house. They've taken people to the hospital. Allison's been taken to the hospital. And then Michael sneaks up behind Karen. Is that really so hard to believe that the boogeyman snuck up behind her into his own house to kill her? Again, there wasn't really anything to complain about this movie, so you just had to make shit up. Fuck you. And now for the final asshole. This is the one that really made me not only delete my subscription to this idiot's channel, but do this video. This is the epitome of someone who knows nothing about the franchise, but does reviews and reactions to used Halloween fans. Here's what he said when the final trailer came out. Quote, "I can't believe I have to watch this fucking thing." End quote. So that's the reaction to the trailer. But then he says he will fairly review the movie. Here's his problem after seeing Kills. I can't believe they are doing the story again. Another guy playing Michael, and they are telling this story again. That's his big problem. But seconds after that, the next thing up on this same video was a trailer for, wait for it, the new Batman. So all the quote-unquote men watching with him lubed each other up and sat in a circle jerk for this. So Kills is bad for retelling the story, and they're not retelling the same story. It's a completely different story, and a new Michael. But Batman is good, even though they are on what, the 8th, 9th, 10th Batman? Not to mention the new Batman is the sparkly vampire from the Twilight series. So these quote-unquote men watch Batman, who isn't superhuman, walk right up to a guy shooting a machine gun at him, and nothing happens. Batman is a normal human, and this Batman weighs 165 pounds, so a .22 caliber would blow him through a door, but this is okay with these quote-unquote men, as long as they can see other quote-unquote men in tight pajamas, it's A-okay. Here's the funny part. The best Batman movies were made already. Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight pushed that movie beyond anything that will ever come after. But these two new Halloween films are the best sequels we've gotten. But Michael wears loose overalls, so these quote unquote men can't circle jerk to these films. This was not only a lazy review, but if I were you, I'd be fucking embarrassed by what I just said, and that these idiots, these social justice warrior idiots, are fucking backing you on this shit. These are the type of fucking quote unquote men that when the person I went to see Endgame with woke me up because I fell dead fucking asleep in the theater during that film, I got to see grown quote unquote men crying because fucking Iron Man died. Grown fucking men crying because a comic book character quote unquote died in the movie. Holy shit. I almost pissed myself laughing at these assholes. But these are the types of fucking idiots you're gonna listen to online tell you that they know about this franchise when they don't know shit. The only movies they know about are the Men in Tights movies. So do not listen to these assholes. At the very least, just go see the movie and base your own opinion. Just go, don't listen to anybody, don't listen to whether it's good or bad. Go, decide for yourself, and then do not be swayed by these fucking morons. I hope this thing has shown you that they're nothing but fucking lying, fraud, hypocrites. Halloween Kills is the best Michael Myers film. It may not be the best all-around Halloween film, but for a Michael Myers film, this is the best. And that's what it's supposed to be. He wins in this film. He wins all around. It's the middle chapter of a 3-film trilogy. So Michael is absolutely brutal, and Michael is still Michael, because there is a scene in this film where after he kills the 2 people living in his house, he pretty much lays them on top of each other and then puts a record on the record player. Yes, that's Michael playing that record. That is fucking classic. It was hilarious. It went right along with the brutality, but it went right along with classic Michael Myers. But people overlook all this because they're all looking for any nitpick so they can try to knock these movies down because they're fucking 500 times better than Halloween 4, 6, H2O. Another one people like to defend. H2O is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen and has the biggest pussy Myers ever put on screen. This asshole gets knocked down by a fucking 16-year-old girl. Yes, Michael Myers gets, I don't care that she has a rock in her hand, it's still Michael Myers. In Kills, he gets hit with a bag of bricks twice, and it barely knocks him back a few steps. H2O has, the soundtrack is fucking abysmal. There are jump scares in broad daylight. The movie is boring as fucking hell. That is a Jamie Lee Curtis movie. Not even a Laurie Strode movie. It's a Jamie Lee Curtis movie. It's Michael Myers walks onto Dawson's Creek. The movie sucks. Okay? So, go see Kills, make up your own mind, but please, do not listen to these assholes. Thank you.